You are not productive enough. Even the most productive person in the entire world is not productive enough. Watch this video. You will become more productive with at least one of these tips. Rule number 1, the 2-minute rule. If there is a task that takes less than 2 minutes, you should do it immediately. If it takes longer than 2 minutes, schedule it. Put it on your calendar, put it in your routine, whatever, schedule it. But the main thing, less than 2 minutes, do it now. Because otherwise, you're just going to get loads of 2-minute tasks building up, and eventually you're just going to become overwhelmed. And you don't want that. You can be slightly lenient with this, and let me explain. Say you're washing up. Washing up takes longer than 2 minutes. Say 5, 10, 15 minutes, depending on how much you're washing up. That's the type of thing that you want to do immediately as well. Make sure that you set yourself a timer, because work only expands to the time that you allocate it. So say you set yourself 30 minutes to wash up, it's going to take you 30 minutes to wash up. Say you set yourself 5 minutes to wash up, it's only going to take you 5 minutes to wash up. With these sorts of tasks, especially the ones that take less time, you want to focus on efficiency, not perfection. So yeah, washing up, for example, we'll use that example again. It's not needing to be done to perfection. I mean, it's nice that if it is, and every now and again you should probably do it perfectly, but as long as it's clean, then it's fine. You don't want to take time on these sorts of things. Point number 2, stop multitasking. Say you're studying, but at the same time you're scrolling social media. Your brain is going to be constantly switching between the two. So you're studying, your brain's thinking about that, but you're also scrolling social media, and your brain is also thinking about that. But the bad thing is that because it's trying to do two things at once, you're getting neither from anything. So you want to be studying, ideally, but if you want to watch social media and do nothing else, because then your brain's going to take in what you learn or what you watch on social media, or if you're studying, it's going to take in what you learn when you're studying. So you don't want to be multitasking. Not multitasking improves the quality of your work. Point number 3, use the Pomodoro technique. Now, it's a pretty common technique, but I will explain it for those of you that are watching that do not know it. Basically, you define a task that you want to do. You set a timer, do the task for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Do the task for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. And do that. That was one cycle, do it for 2 more cycles, so you're doing a total of 4 cycles, and then take a longer break. For example, 30 minutes. The 5-minute breaks in between, they allow you to sort of get your brain to rest a little, to sort of not be fully focused. You want to be fully focused when you're doing it, but not be fully focused all the time, because then you're just going to get burnt out. However, what you want to do is not use your phone in the 5-minute breaks, because you want to do nothing in the 5-minute breaks. You want to just sort of go to the loo, just walk around and just not do anything. No phone, no nothing, no extra consuming of information during that 5 minutes. That is what allows it to be the best. Why is the Pomodoro technique so good? With each Pomodoro, which is a 25-minute cycle, you want to set yourself at the start of it a goal that you want to complete by the end of that 25 minutes. So say you're studying 4 chapters, make it easier, 4 chapters, and you've set yourself the 2-hour time slot to do this technique. 25 minutes is 1 chapter, another 25 minutes, the 2nd chapter, 3rd, 4th. You understand what I mean. The fact that you're setting yourself the goal of doing 1 chapter per 25 minutes also goes back to what I said a minute ago. That work expands to the time you allocate it. So say you set yourself the 2 hours to study 1 chapter. Yes, you'll know it in more detail, but then you wouldn't have studied chapter 2, 3 and 4. So you want to, with studying, it's a lot better as well to do it more often but a bit less, because then it activates the long-term memory more. So the good thing about the Pomodoro technique is that it makes the work less daunting. So technically, you're splitting the 4 chapters that you have to do into one chapter, and that one chapter doesn't seem like it's that much of a task in comparison to doing the 4 chapters. If you are just starting a study session of 2 hours, say with no breaks, and you want to study the 4 chapters, then you're gonna be much more likely to get less done because you're gonna feel overwhelmed and it's gonna feel like too big of a task. Point number 4, eat the frog. So this strategy was actually popularized by Brian Tracy. And the idea behind it is that in the morning, basically as soon as you get up, you want to do the hardest task of the day. So the idea behind the eat the frog bit is that you have to eat a frog, a live frog, but you have to eat you eat dinner as well. Would you rather eat the frog before the dinner and enjoy the dinner, or eat the frog after dinner? Well, surely you want to eat the frog before dinner and then you get the nice taste of dinner afterwards. However, if you had eaten the frog after, the entire dinner you're eating nice food, if you've cooked yourself or have been cooked nice food, but then the entire dinner you're thinking about the frog at the end. And that's why you should do the hardest task in the morning, because otherwise the whole day you're thinking about it, your brain is also focused on it, which means the work that you do throughout the day is also going to be less productive and less focused. So do the hardest thing in the morning. Point number 5, and this one I use quite a lot. It's called the 5 to 10 second rule. It can vary from person to person. The idea is that, say you're sat watching TV, doing something unproductive, you realise consciously, hold on a minute, I'm doing something incredibly unproductive here. And then instead of sitting there being more unproductive, you count down from 5 or 10 seconds, and then you go and do something productive. So, I'm being incredibly unproductive here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get up, go, do something productive. You want to also count down out loud as well, because if you do it in your head, you're more likely to just sort of not listen to it. And if you're doing it out loud, regardless if there's people around you or not, there's a sort of sense of urgency. Remember, you want to delay gratification, not choose instant gratification. So that concludes the video. I hope you enjoyed these 5 points. I hope you implement at least one of these points, because if you do, you will become more productive. I have already done a video on productivity tips, and you can check that out here. And I want to say thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then you can watch my latest video here. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more like this, then please make sure to subscribe here. And remember, there is always room for improvement.